waiting, loading, connecting, and we're live. And hopefully the thing properly shows up. There we go. There we go. Now we're live. Oh yeah, I'm forgetting one teensy weensy little thing before we get into this, so... You didn't think it would be. Crazy thing is, OTS may be going live for pretty much almost the foreseeable future with the way YouTube is handling, so us getting on this now might not be such a bad thing. Okay, I gotta pull the thing up here. Don't worry, people, we're gonna get to the show, believe me. They thought they could sneak... What?
That's probably why, because I do need to take a piss, so like it'll be perfect timing, so I'll be right back in just a minute.
Ah, hell. And that was orange.
No, you said you've got things to check out, so...
No, it was gonna be a quick one here, basically, to find something... Oh, whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, Orange Cassidy's personal hype man. Okay, for real, though. While he takes it, basically, I'm going to go through the madness and explain what's been going on. So, I thought we were going to be done after Survivor Series, to be honest. I really, really did. But lo and behold, these bastards decided to slip one last pay-per-view towards our way. One final insult, basically. Like, Naked Gun 33 1/3, the final insult. And on top of this final insult, it's basically a pay-per-view that had similar lineage before in NXT, but without one of the titles that make it stand out. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you NXT WarGames.
Oh, play the clip. Play William Regal's...
No, I don't think this honestly deserves it, because this is not TakeOver WarGames. This is just WarGames. Exactly. That's what I was saying. Yes, people, if you need any further proof that the TakeOver brand is dead, look no further than what they've done here. I mean, why would you continue WarGames into NXT 2.0, even though... we don't have that old TakeOver feeling more. You back, Heathy?
I am back.
Okay, good. I was just explaining what happened, basically, and like, you'd think it'd be foolish to continue WarGames under the NXT 2.0 brand, but it seems like I said, this is going to be the final insult, like Naked Gun 33 1/3. Even though this match card is short and there's no description on Wikipedia, so I'm going back to WWE.com for match descriptions, I assure you of one thing, this is not going to be any less painful. This is pretty much going to be the final reigns, the last real, I guess, anything that basically is left, anything that was
Triple H's
NXT will be no more by the end of the night.
This tagline is going to be called Old versus the New.
Yeah, and it seems like the new era is finally here to stay for good, and unfortunately, this one is going to be the last nail in the coffin. Let me put it this way, if NXT TakeOver, okay, there's no listing in the TakeOver because it's not TakeOver WarGames, like I said, as just WarGames, but if TakeOver 36 was basically the final... how do I put this? If TakeOver 36 was the final TakeOver event proper and the ending for it, then basically WarGames here is going to be lowering the last remains of Triple H's NXT in the coffin, just lowering it down into the ground, ready to be buried and entirely forgotten by all the fucking higher-ups, but the rest of us will never forget because it was helpful for us during that time it existed. Especially me personally, and I'm taking this shit hard because I always loved NXT.
That's what she said.
Stop it! You are... look, my point still stands. I'm taking this
because WarGames 2017 is the worst.
Don't you fucking start, man.
No swearing.
You know what? Please don't. Look, I'm already sad as is, man. Look, I'm already sad, okay? I'm genuinely sad by all of this. And this is not going to be any less painful.
Coffee, you need a hug. Give me a hug. It might help.
I wish I could, but it's not that easy. Look, let's just get into this, okay? You probably know who we all are already, but just in case, I'm Coffee Lover 239. Of course, with us as always, Orange Cassidy's personal hype man, Heathy.
This pay-per-view, when I predict you're going to see it, but what I see from this pay-per-view, it is a passing of the torch pay-per-view. If you just look at this card from top to bottom, it looks that way. And honestly, I'm kind of here for it. I want to see what they can deliver.
Yeah, passing of the torch is one way, even if it is bittersweet passing of the torch. And of course, with us as always, our resident John Moxley stan Steven.
What's up, guys? Yeah, this is gonna be the news. It's gonna be the torch, and they're gonna burn it down.
No, not even that is worth quoting it. Okay, guys, let's just do this. No more time wasting. Let's get straight into the first match. And our first match on the card is Raquel Gonzalez, Io Shirai, Cora Jade, and Kaylee Ray versus Dakota Kai and Toxic Attraction, the team of Mandy Rose, Gigi Dolan, and JC Jane. Now, if I remember, wasn't Gigi Dolan the former? Yeah, Priscilla Kelly, who was at least espoused to Darby Allin for a bit, but then, yeah. Anyways, that's not relevant right now. What is relevant is that we have Raquel's team versus Dakota and Toxic Attraction in WarGames. There's no other way to say it, so I'll read the description. Toxic Attraction, NXT 2.0 has become toxic, and Raquel Gonzalez, Io Shirai, Cora Jade, and Kaylee Ray look to cleanse the brand of the likes of Toxic Attraction and Dakota Kai. Toxic Attraction have run roughshod over everyone standing in their way. Mandy Rose snatched the NXT Women's title from Big Mammy Cool at Halloween Havoc thanks to Kai, who returned to dole out punishment on her long-standing rival Gonzalez. Why? Because, again, main roster mentality is seeping in, and main roster mentality is basically dragging shit on, even though it should have already been over, and now it's seeped its way down here. Gigi Dolan and JC Jane also walked away from Halloween Havoc with gold around their waist, taking the NXT tag titles from Shirai and Zoe Stark. They have no other challengers, though. They have no other challengers. Burn all women's tag belts in WWE. The duo then put Stark on the shelf with all vicious backstage assault that resulted in a torn ACL. So that's why it's Cora Jade and not Zoe Stark. With Kai sending a message to Jade, nearly destroying her underneath a table before deciding against it, the trio of Gonzalez, Shirai, and Jade looked to even the score against the four women. Enter Ray. Ray immediately locked Toxic Attraction into her crosshairs, so she inserted herself onto Gonzalez's team. The Forever Champion is looking to rage, and there's no better place to do that than inside WarGames. Can Gonzalez, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Gonzalez, Shirai, Jade, and Ray get their match sought after payback, or will NXT remain toxic? So you can see this is what we have for the women in mind here. It's what you see, and quite frankly, there ain't nothing more to look forward to than this. I mean, it's really sad that part of this has also come from dragging on Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai when you thought their feud would be over, but you know the changes they've made to NXT. And like I said, a main roster mentality of dragging feuds on and on, even long after they should be over. I mean, this match should be fine and all, but just everything else with the story.
I can't do it.
You know what's crazy? You know what's actually crazy? Is that last year Raquel Gonzalez was the one who got the pin?
Yeah, but she pinned Io Shirai, I think.
Yeah, or was it? Let me look. Opening. Yes, Gonzalez pinned Shirai, and actually it was a one-arm powerbomb on Shirai through a ladder bridge set up between the rings.
That was a good WarGames.
Yeah, and now they're on the same team, basically. I'm not going to do the obvious shit that you want me to do, because that's too obvious. But yeah, these two are now on the same team, basically, and Kai is now having to go up against her again. Hopefully, not only will this be pretty much the end of the Kai and Gonzalez feud, but it'll also be a good match. Oh, it probably will, but we'll just see. So, Healy, who do you think's going to win?
You know, I'm liking Toxic Attraction. I'm liking that Mandy Rose is having this opportunity to reinvent herself. Not that she wasn't doing awful on the main roster,
but she wasn't really doing much.
She was stagnating a bit. I think everyone could see that. And as much as some of us aren't liking NXT 2.0, at least WWE had the audacity, the balls, the temerity to just switch it up I think the women's division has been underrated. We're seeing new stars like Cora Jade and Gigi Dolan. We're seeing Raquel Gonzalez still around
Doing
the
her
center of it.
thing.
Yeah, I'm happy to see Dakota Kai still. I know her gimmick is kind of. I don't know what she's doing right now. It's a bit of a left field swing from what she was doing before, and I'm not sure I'm a fan of it. But honestly, I'm a fan of whenever I see Dakota Kai on my TV screen. It feels like, and I mentioned this in the intro, and it'll be a recurrent theme when I talk about this, but I feel like NXT is the pay-per-view where people are, about to pack their bags and they're just having the swan song. I'll talk about this with Johnny Gargano in the men's WarGames match later, but I feel like, maybe Raquel Gonzalez. I think Kaylee Ray's going to replace Raquel as the either face of the heel. I don't know how that's going to go, but I feel like Gonzalez could be gone to the main roster quite soon. Dakota Kai could be heading up too. So, you never know. So, what I'm thinking is, if we're looking at passing of the torch, and this is where I'm going to have to heavily lean on, because I'll be honest, I haven't been watching NXT as much as I used to, because I don't know. When something is foreign to you, you're always apprehensive to check it out. What I've seen, it's not been too bad. Von Wagner aside, but apart from that, I've been, it's not been too bad in NXT. So, from what I've seen, I feel like Toxic Attraction has a lot of headroom. The ceiling's high to even have one. So I'm going to go with Toxic Attraction and Dakota Kai for that reason, and also because Dakota, I feel like she needs a good win, because ever since she's turned super heel, she's not really had much going for her, and I think she should get some momentum.
Yeah, that would probably make sense, even though she was probably damn close to a main roster call-up, only to try to revert her back to not heal her, but whatever. I don't even need to mention all the other crap, but you raised some good points. And yeah, I do see what you mean with a swan song, but I'm not even sure, because Raquel could definitely probably be going up to the main roster at some point. And some of the others, Cora Jade will probably still stick around in 2.0. I'm not sure where Io Shirai stands, given that she was brought in by Triple H, so yeah. And Kaylee Ray didn't even have much time to shine when the Black and Gold brand was Black and Gold, basically. So I'm not sure if she even would still stick around or call up or what. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Steven, who do you think's gonna win?
Toxic Attraction and
Dakota Kai?
Dakota Kai, yeah.
I'm going to agree with both of you and go with them as well. I have a very good feeling a lot of the new guard is going to win on this pay-per-view, basically. You're probably going to see that a lot. And since most of the new guard are pretty much Toxic Attraction, well, almost sort of-ish, like half really, but you get the idea with how heavily they're being pushed. I think Kai and Toxic Attraction are probably going to win this one more than likely. So I'm going to go with Dakota Kai and Toxic Attraction. And now we go to the next match. It's, okay, where is it? Here it is. It's Cameron Grimes. I'll only do it this once here. I know, you go crazy, but yeah. Versus Duke Hudson in a hair v hair match? Oh dear. Hair versus hair. I think it's been a while since we've had a good hair v hair match, I can't remember the last one, but yeah. Okay, so the stakes have been raised deeply in this personal rivalry between Cameron Grimes and Duke Hudson. So after Grimes bluffed Hudson out of his chance at retribution in their poker showdown, Hudson retaliated with a vicious powerbomb before grabbing a pair of scissors to cut off Grimes' beard and hair, or pieces of it rather. Hudson crossed the line for Grimes because his beard was more than just hair, it was a reminder of who he is and where he comes from. So Grimes is looking to show Hudson who he truly is and take away Hudson's precious looks in a hair v hair match. So yeah, these two really haven't been doing much. Duke Hudson pretty much has already got his shit done, quite frankly. He's still part of the new guard as well, and Cameron Grimes has been there for a while, evolving into his own. But now it's a tough spot. Cameron Grimes has been kind of floundering, not really doing much as of late. But on the other hand, if you're going to push more the new guard like Duke Hudson, then you're kind of put in a tough spot. And a hair v hair one, no less. Can you imagine Grimes without his hair? Jesus, it's a part of his friggin' look, man. That hair and that fedora and everything, and gah! I don't know. I really genuinely am not sure. Heathy, are you?
I don't know. I mean, one thing is for
I guess that
certain.
makes two of us.
Yeah, I mean, one thing's for certain. you know, I enjoyed the what was it? It wasn't Texas Hold'em, was it? Was it Blackjack? I have no idea what they were playing in the first
Were they playing poker?
Okay, yeah. Okay, it was simple.
Yeah.
Tells you I'm a gambling answer right there, but we move. So yeah, I liked the segment before that wasn't shot live, one that was shot just like, you know, on callback. So they shot and then they just played it out throughout the episode. What I really liked is the actual live, live on air version of poker. I don't know how they managed to flip it because I'm pretty sure they were looking. The cameras were zooming in on the cards during the match, and I popped hard for that. Like, how can they fix that out so much? Anyway, I feel like you've got a situation with this match where if you have Cameron Grimes go bald, you have another Harlan situation on you where I feel like he's just going to go into a weird gimmick, and that's kind of been NXT's safety blanket recently, hasn't it? You know, you've got a floundering superstar, you give him a weird gimmick. Dakota Kai, for example, Von Wagner to an extent. I have no idea what the FUCK Joeacy's doing, but you know he's doing something with Harlan. So anyway, I'm just gonna Google Duke Hudson because I feel like he's already kind of bald.
That's what some people were saying, but you wouldn't notice that from the picture I'm showing on the screen right now. You wouldn't think that, basically, and that anything from the picture I was looking at for the Roderick versus Joeacy, that Roderick Strong in his pic here looks more bald than Duke Hudson right now.
I do like Duke Hudson's character. I kind of like his character.
Yeah,
but I feel like, you know, I can't remember if Trevor Lee in TNA ever had bald hair, or if he did in PWG or anything like that.
I don't know.
I feel like Duke Hudson could pull it off, and if they want to elongate the feud, I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to elongate it. Why not have Duke Hudson go bald? And also, Coffee, I'm going to send you this message. It's a picture of Duke Hudson, but like during about, I think maybe a year ago or just over a year ago.
Okay, let me take a look. Oh God! You are disgusting, man. Delete that.
Duke Hudson's hair will be...
No, it's ass. It's ass.
I'm sending it to you, Steven. I'm sending it
No, don't send it to him. Don't. Hey! Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. Oh, great! You broke it.
Badasses.
I think the housewife is gonna be pissed with this madness, or not. Just
look at the coffee.
No!
You love that. You love it.
You can take that statement. You can take those 3 words and shove them up your ass.
You love that when Keisha would do it to you.
No, shut your mouth.
Okay. So in my prediction, I feel like at the end of this match, Duke Hudson's head will be as shiny as his dumpy. So I'm gonna go with Cameron Grimes.
What the fuck, Steven? Just you know what to do.
I think Duke Hudson's gonna win this one.
Okay, you know what? Well, I do think the majority of the New Guard are gonna win. If I had to give one match of leeway, basically, or between this and that, I kind of want to give this match a leeway as well. So I'm gonna go with Cameron Grimes on this one. Okay, now, shall we get on to the next match? It's Imperium, Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel versus Kyle O'Reilly and Mr. Put the Lotion in the Basket, Von Wagner.
Put the lotion in the basket.
Now it places the lotion in the basket. It does this whenever it's told. Okay, so Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner have put in the work, and the duo earned themselves an opportunity against Imperium and NXT WarGames for the tag titles. What started out as a shaky partnership between the two turned into a well-oiled machine as O'Reilly and Wagner came together to defeat Legado del Fantasma in a #1 contenders match. Although still a relatively new alliance, the high-flying skills of O'Reilly and the power of Wagner have paired well together for surprising results. They'll meet their toughest challenge yet in two-time NXT Tag Champions Imperium. Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel ascended to the top of the tag team division after pummeling MSK at Halloween Havoc. Imperium's punishing style has allowed them to run roughshod over the entire locker room on their journey in order to restore the squared order to the squared circle. With this being the first title defense, Imperium will look to set the tone of their reign. But can O'Reilly and Wagner make it a short one? I don't personally think so, because of other problems. The main thing is that Kyle O'Reilly signed a short contract extension to work the pay-per-view, but once he's done, that's pretty much it. His contract is expired by this point. So this kind of puts things in a tough debacle, because, like, if they win, if O'Reilly and Wagner win, does this mean that he's signed a new contract? Because when you look at it, again, I don't think he fits the mold well of 2.0 currently, and I damn sure don't think he has a good chance on the main roster at this point. Because at this point, he may as well just go back, let it expire fully after this short-term extension, and then just go back and go reform Redragon, basically, and then all of a sudden, the original form of the Undisputed Era is back. And then once Roderick Strong inevitably goes through the motions and gets released, then have him go back and join up with the boys, and then the whole band is back together, quite frankly, and the Undisputed Era will live on in All Elite Wrestling. Or at least, I hope that, quite frankly. I'm actually wearing a Undisputed Era shirt, actually, here right now. I wore this yesterday.
First WarGames without the Undisputed Era.
We forgot almost to mention that. Damn, that just... My goodness, that's sad, but what can you do? But hey, blood and guts with the Undisputed Era, or whatever they call themselves in AEW, because you know they wouldn't be able to use that name elsewhere. Now that would be something. Anyways, so, this is tough. And like I said, this is Imperium's first defense. You don't want them losing in their first defense, because, let's be honest, if they're going to have a hell of a reign, they're going to have a hell of a reign. But at the same time, they don't really fit the mold either. Only one that they're really in this 2.0 realm is Von Wagner. But it's a tag match, so I guess we may have to give another mulligan to the old guard, but I guess we'll see. Heathy, what do you think?
I'm going to be honest with you. Until this podcast started, I had no idea this was a match.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so honestly, I just felt like
people.
This felt like one of them storylines where, you know, it basically just like teamed up randomly and Von Wagner led Carlo O'Reilly into the woods or something. It's like a sexual predator on Tinder.
Oh,
come
God.
to the woods. Obviously, I'm not implying that Von Wagner raped Carlo O'Reilly. It's just, you know.
But we use a Buffalo Bill joke, so okay, maybe not that, but you know, if you've seen Silence of the Lambs, you know.
I'm assuming that's a rapist.
No, Buffalo Bill. He tortures his victims, captures them, and yeah, just watch the movie if you haven't, man. It's a friggin' classic.
If it's on Netflix, I'll check it out.
I don't know if it is, but I don't think it. We'll just see. We'll see.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Anyway, I think Carlo O'Reilly's out the door. And I'm not saying this to be, you know, to line it up with my narrative of, you know, passing the torch, but I truly feel he's out the door. This has been a waste of Carlo O'Reilly's time. While Von Wagner has potential, you know, Carlo O'Reilly should be in the title picture. And quite honestly, and if it wasn't for Ciampa, Carlo O'Reilly should have been NXT champion. I mean, it's only because I've such a soft spot for Ciampa because of his feud with Gargano in 2018. Carlo O'Reilly, I don't think you could give him the North American title because also I'm a fan of Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, he's got to get a good run.
It's a matter of circumstance. You can't really do anything with Carlo O'Reilly outside of this. I mean, you could have like a single feud with, I don't know, Tony D'Angelo maybe.
But I don't know, really.
Yeah, exactly, like. And here's the thing. If Carlo O'Reilly is being underutilized, and it's not really like the fault of NXT management because everyone else is in stuff. It's just the case of, is Carlo O'Reilly really a fit for NXT anymore? And I'm not saying he's not a bad fit. He's just not a fit right now.
Because under the 2.0 era, yeah, he really doesn't fit, in my personal opinion.
It seemed perfect because, like, reuniting with Bobby Fischer's Redragon or doing something in AEW. Hell, I think he'd do better in New Japan, but I
That'd be
think,
good.
yeah, I think his NXT run has run the course, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I mean, it's a bit comedic. I think the tag team. So if we can get some good moments out of the match, I'm happy with it. And obviously, I wish nothing. I'm very critical of NXT right now because I don't know much about it, and it's such a left field turn from what we're used to seeing. So of course I'm going to be critical and apprehensive. But I wish nothing but everyone the best on that roster. I hope Von Wagner becomes NXT champion.
Oh, I'm sure he will. And then once he's done there, he's going to flourish on the main roster. I guarantee he will.
Have you heard WWE officials reportedly thinking he's a new Edge? Because
really?
of his forehead or something.
I've never heard those terms. I know they were high on him, though.
He's nothing to replace Edge. I heard about that. They want him to be the next Edge. What the fuck?
Honestly,
I don't see it.
Yeah, I really don't, honestly. But I do know Vince and company are really high on Von Wagner, and I know that he's probably going to flourish, like I said, on the main roster. So keep your eye on him.
Before I give my result, I'll just say this. We can all judge Von Wagner as he is right now. But remember, we were probably in the same position with Roman Reigns about early 2014. We didn't think he was worth shit, and look where he is now.
Well,
maybe it's about business.
Well, to be fair, in early 2014 in the Rumble match, he actually did get that massive pop because people were so desperate they would take him basically to win over Batista.
I feel like that's why the rumors were beginning that they were positioning Roman for the big push because of the CM Punk thing. But to the result of the match, because I feel like I've lollygagged a bit too much. Imperium all the way. I feel like they're golden. I don't know what Volta's doing. I don't know if Volta's just doing his thing on NXT
He's
UK
off
right now.
screen currently, but he's actually getting into really good shape. He's looking even better than he did before, amidst rumors of a possible main roster call-up.
Yeah, so I hope...
If you fucked up Walter, I don't know what you're doing.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be there's gonna be hell to pay, even more than I think what happened with Keith Lee and Killer Cross. Like, there will be serious hell to pay, and I think that could actually be a straw-breaking moment for me.
Walter should go to AEW. I don't care.
I don't know, man.
Give you the result. I'll give you the result, and then I'll give you what I think they're going to do to Walter if they fuck him up. So first of all, result is Imperium.
Mm-hmm.
They're great. I love them. Second thing, what I think they're going to do to Walter, I think they're going to dress him up in like a blue onesie or blue jumpsuit.
What the fuck?
And no, hear me out. And they're going to call him Walter, and then his nickname is going to be H2O2, the sequel to Water.
Oh my!
Please don't give them any ideas, man. Please don't. I like you and all, but don't give them any ideas.
Did you not see? Did you not see Walter versus Dragunov at the last takeover? That which is gonna be
that's probably gonna be match. Yeah, that could be very well match of the year, if not certainly WWE's match of the year.
Not to prolong it, I'm going to go with Imperium to win.
Yeah, you said that already here, but yeah. All right, Steven?
I gotta go with Imperium on this one.
Yeah, I'm going with Imperium as well. This is probably the other match where the old guard will win, but I'm pretty sure from this point onward it's going to be all new guards. So, why don't we get into the next match and elaborate on this further? It's Roderick Strong with the Diamond Mine versus Joeacy with Harland for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship.
I wonder, does Joeacy remind you of someone? I don't know, like a Kevin Owens? He reminds me of...
He does look like Kevin Owens' doppelganger.
Yeah, he reminds me of Kevin Owens.
He does. Look at the picture I'm showing, man. Like,
Joeacy reminds me of Kevin Owens.
He does look a little like Kevin Owens.
And contrary to what we've seen now, he can fucking go in the ring.
Oh, I'm sure, no doubt. Yeah, I don't doubt that. And for Joeacy, the Cruiserweight Championship has been exclusive and triggering for a large section of people, but Roderick Strong is open to any and all challenges, no matter the size. So the restrictions will be lifted at WarGames, and the title is on the line. Not just for Joeacy's for the taking, but I guarantee you, if he wins it, that old title is just gonna... Yeah... let's be honest, the Cruiserweight Championship definitely is another last old era, Triple H era thing. So it pretty much feels like this could definitely be yeeted. 205 Live could be yeeted, as if the life support is already not bad enough as is. And this is pretty much it there. Even with Roddy's stable and all, I feel like the Diamond Mine have just kind of flatlined, and they really have just stalled, moving in circles, whatever you want to do. Yeah. Anyways, and Joeacy, even though his early gimmick at first was getting a little rough, basically, with how they were handling, and I feel like eventually it's coming into its own, slowly but surely, and that this is basically the next step, basically, if he wins. Abolishes the Cruiserweight Championship, makes a free-for-all belt, basically, and yeah, that could have interesting implications, but we'll have to find out and see what happens. Healy, who do you got for this one?
Again, this is not a match I particularly knew about. But,
Oh wow!
You know, I've been
Shows how much.
no. I have been keeping up with the storyline somewhat, but I just didn't know the match was official. I thought they were just going to do the thing. Do we know how much Joeacy weighs, or is it just like him using
He is currently billed at 245 pounds.
Oh, so okay, so this is like. How are they making liberals heels? I don't get offended.
Trust me, it's very, very easy. You'd be surprised, basically, how easy it is to pull off. But I digress. I don't need to get too far into that side of things.
Yeah, I don't think Roderick Strong's contract is up just yet because if I'm not mistaken, he had an extension quite recently. But if let's say for hypothetical reasons, he is not on a 5-year contract or whenever it is, where it's been reported. I have no idea. If they want to seriously keep Roderick Strong in that company, they have him retain here because they've not treated him well since Undisputed Era. Like you talk about Bobby Fish, he at least did something with Kyle and Adam Cole. Like Roderick Strong was kind of on the sidelines and they did nothing for him. Bobby Fish is flourishing in AEW. Kyle O'Reilly's doing something with Von Wagner and Imperium. Adam Cole is absolutely killing it in AEW with one of the best goddamn themes in the whole game right now. And I'm such a huge fan of him for that. So I don't want Roderick Strong to be left on the wayside because if I'm not mistaken, he's north of 30. He's coming up to his 40s right now.
Wow.
Maybe like 2 years or so. I think it's like 38 maybe.
He's 38, yeah. In 2 years, he will be 40.
Yeah, so honestly, he's probably, in his prime right now. And you don't want him wasting that, just doing nothing matches with... I say nothing match with... nothing match with Joeacy. I don't mean like Joeacy is a nothing competitor. I feel like NXT is, it's in a very experimental phase right now, and to have him doing this sort of thing is kind of nothing. I mean, I don't think Diamond Mine can ever replicate what Undisputed ever did.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. No one can.
I mean, if you've seen Malcolm Bivens' Twitter game, maybe you can digress, because honestly, his Twitter game's the best.
Yeah, if he brought it basically into NXT TV, then we'd probably have a good conversation.
Yeah. But if we don't see this by, when 2022 starts over, I don't think we're going to get much out of this stable, and Roderick Strong's best suited to be out of the company. But I'm just I'm being it's hypotheticals on his career. We're talking about the match right now coming up later tonight. So who I think is going to win? I don't think they compromise the whole. I think WWE they don't care about 205 Live. They don't care about it that much to where they'd fuck their own division rules up. So I'm going to go with Roderick Strong to win here, and Joeacy to look strong in defeat.
Oh wow, that's bold. Steven, what about you?
I gotta go with Joeacy.
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually would, because Vince McMahon and company give no fucks about anything. So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do another thing to kill off this era and this whole cruiserweight thing. I guarantee you, if they yeeted it, no one, for them, they would have no problem yeeting it. And with Joeacy in the mix, this is actually their perfect chance to do so. And I wouldn't put it past them to do such a thing.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Quick question, I'm going to spitball here. Joeacy wins here. That's the cruiserweight. That's surely the cruiserweight title done right. For good.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. If he wins, they're pretty much going to just that championship. Because there's rumors they want to do a more open weight style championship, basically, there. And if they're going to have to kill one title to get rid of it, you ain't getting rid of anything else. It is the Cruiserweight Championship because it's on the bottom of the pecking order, basically. So, you know what? I'm not putting it past them to do such a thing. I'm going with Joeacy on this one here. Sorry, Roddy, but, that's how I see it. And then we come to the last, but certainly not least. If there was ever a match that just screamed passing of the torch, it's this one. Team Black and Gold, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, aka DIY, along with Pete Dunne and LA Knight, versus Team 2.0, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller, and Tony D'Angelo in WarGames. Here we frickin' go. The battle for the very soul of NXT as the newest generation has come to claim its territory and send the veterans of NXT out to pasture. The era has brought with it so many hungry young superstars wanting to make a name for themselves. The self-proclaimed leader of the new school, Carmelo Hayes, has been establishing his dominance ever since winning the North American Championship, pushing Johnny Gargano aside before unleashing a brutal attack on his son-in-law, Dexter Lumis. Hayes continued to pronounce his greatness by calling out the bruiserweight Pete Dunne, who had joined the fray for a triple threat match with Gargano for Hayes' North American title. The self-proclaimed A champion survived the challenge and kept his title thanks to help from another rising star, Tony D'Angelo, man, who pulled Dunne aside outside the ring just as he looked to win. Meanwhile, newcomers Braun Breaker and Grayson Waller have had it in for the NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa and LA Knight. Breaker announced his presence on the first night of NXT 2.0 with a powerful victory over Knight before stepping straight to Ciampa for his NXT title. Breaker lost his first opportunity at Ciampa's title at Halloween Havoc, but he's not lost his drive to claim gold. Waller and Knight's rivalry also date back to Halloween Havoc after an online dispute over who should host the special night sparked an argument that would escalate for weeks. This spat finally boiled over, resulting in an all-out brawl throughout the NXT arena that pulled all 8 superstars into the melee. Oh yeah, Melee's 20 years old this year, by the way. Where'd the time go? Whose time is it now, speaking of which? And which team will emerge victorious as the leaders of NXT 2.0? Oh, careful with the word of time, because James Rolfe is no time. Oh crap here. GF called me here right now here. Oh crap, hold on here. Doing the podcast now. We'll be done soon. Okay there, so this is pretty much it. This is the last reigns of everything in NXT. This is pretty much it. You have the entire soul of the original group in the first place against the friggin' New Guard indeed. And the New Guard have seemingly get heavily pushed despite a small step back for Braun Breaker, basically, as he didn't win the title at Halloween Havoc like many people would. But he's had more time to season under the ring, and he's a freaking Steiner. We all know they're freaks in the ring, genetic freaks. And then you got everyone else in the mix as well on this side. Carmelo Hayes has been doing fine as North American champion. Grayson Waller, still haven't seen too much of him. Tony D'Angelo will probably be fine as well. He's definitely got the potential. As for the old guard, where would they go if they lost, which is probably what's going to happen? Well, Ciampa doesn't want to go up onto the main roster, and even with the current guard, I'm not sure he may be a coach, because the black and gold is not black and gold like this anymore. Scotty 2 Hotty actually recently asked for his release to get out of all this madness, basically. So, yeah, Johnny Gargano, I don't see him with this mold here, and I don't think he's got a shot in hell on the main roster. Pete Dunne, maybe he might be fine, but I don't know, really. And LA Knight, we know he has the tools to pull it off on the main roster.
I mean, look what the first debut of NXT 2.0. He lost in both of those matches.
Yeah, but even then, they haven't really been showing his talent well. So there's very well a good chance he could go out and go somewhere else and become Eli Drake once again. Whether he decides to go back to Impact, go to NJPW, or go to AEW, I don't know. But ultimately, I don't see the new guard pulling this one off here, ultimately. But at least what I'm seeing. Well, I'll hold off there until we get to it further. Healy, you know what to do.
I know what to do. So, let's look at this matchup. I mean, it's. I mean, I'm looking at the Wikipedia and it says Team Black and Gold versus Team 2.0. So it's not like it's not like just an inside joke that we can all see.
They know this.
They are also marketing this as the old versus the new, and this has been a main theme of mine when I've been looking at this whole card. And
Right.
honestly, there could have been other things we could have done. We could have had Imperium in this spot. We could have had Diamond Mine in this spot. We could have had a whole host of different things going on. But I'm actually happy where we're at right now. I mean, I'm always like, if you know me, I'm heavily into storylines. I love building stories.
That's
whether it's in the
practically what
wrestling
wrestling was
world.
built off of.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why it's such a good fit for me. So, and honestly, one of the best stories, like it's one of the best generic stories I always like to tell, because I'm quite old compared to you young hip folk. I know you guys are older than me, but still, like compared to a lot of people in Discord, I'm quite old. One of the best stories I like to tell is the old god desperately trying to cling on to his, top status, but like the new up and comers with all the energy in the world are trying to rip him to shreds and take his mantelpiece. I love that story. Can I give a good example? I don't think I can. I'll give an example though. It's such a niche example, but the movie, the Cars movie series,
Yeah.
Lightning McQueen, all that. Yeah, it's like Cars 3. Like I'm the old timer, and there's this new guy coming up who wants to take my spot, and I'm doing everything I can to hold on, but I'm not too sure if I can just hang on in there. Yeah, I feel like this is the storyline that we're seeing with this WarGames match.
That kind of reminds me also, actually, sadly, Cars 3 is one of only 3 Pixar films I haven't seen, along with The Good Dinosaur and Monster University. But the way you word it actually probably takes more influence from the Tony Scott, Tom Cruise film, Days of Thunder, which probably had a bit of influence in Cars, but that's kind of, sort of, partially what it reminds me of a little bit. So, I should probably revisit that movie at some point, actually. Anyways, continue.
I mean, what I'm saying is, one, I've seen a movie and it's a good movie. But two, there's 3 points. There's two. You mentioned Thunder, Days of Thunder. The main villain, the rookie, is called Jackson Storm on Cars 3. So you should probably watch that because it's not legendary, but it's a good film.
Yeah.
And 3,
I was probably going to say that it's probably similar enough sort of Days of Thunder anyways, but yeah.
Yeah. So if we look at this match, we've definitely talked about this off camera, or not live, and we may have mentioned this during filming. But we're all aware that Kyle O'Reilly is not long for this company. His deal's expiring in the end of the year. We don't know if he's going to sign or not.
Right.
Signs probably no. In this exchange with Johnny Gargano,
Exactly.
I obtained a report from Five Select about a week or two ago that Johnny Gargano was set to have his contract expire about 2 days ago.
But he signed an extension to work this pay-per-view, and then once it's done as well, his contract is up.
Adam Cole, remember how that turned out in August, and then he showed up at All Out in September. So, and just like that, the interesting thing is, in WWE, if your contract expires and you don't get released, but if it expires, you don't have the 90-day release, no compete. You don't
It's
have
30
that.
days, or no, that's like if you get released in NXT, but expiring, no clause.
Yeah, that's different.
Myself.
Which is why, you remember when Malachi Black debuted in AEW, and we were all shocked because we didn't realize it was going to be this quickly.
Yeah, because they basically fucked up with him there and basically never updated his no-compete clause to 90 days when he moved to the main roster.
So it's different with NXT, but it's especially different with people whose contract expires. So
Right.
It does seem like, harkening back to passing of the torch, it does seem like the NXT creative team are really set to put all their eggs into the basket of the new guys, like Carmelo Hayes, Tony D'Angelo, I think it's Bron Breakker, and Grayson. like apart from Grayson Waller, I see a lot of potential in these guys, and not because I don't rate Grayson Waller, I just haven't seen enough of him yet. Von Baker, future NXT champion, no doubt. Carmelo Hayes, hopefully future NXT champion. Tony D'Angelo, I don't know, future Elias maybe.
Oh goodness, that worries me basically.
Basically, he'll have his place in the mid card if he ever gets called up. Is what I'm saying. I think this will be a last hurrah. And of course, you have Pete Dunne and LA Knight on Team NXT, Team Black and Gold. You know they have treachery in their blood. They're heels right now. Gargano and Ciampa face. I don't see a heel turn for any of them two right now. Because Gargano is about to leave and Ciampa's the champion, and he needs a heel competitor to face him. Maybe Dunne, maybe Breaker again. So yeah, I feel like there's going to be some sort of debauchery, some sort of mutiny, and we're going to have Pete Dunne or LA Knight be assholes and turn on their own team.
Oh goodness.
That's what I think Von Breaker's going to lead NXT like a phoenix rising from the ashes into a new era of NXT. So I'm going to go with Team 2.0 to defeat Team Black and Gold, and this is where the whole Black and Gold era dies, and this is where 2.0 really begins.
Exactly. You took the words out of my mouth. Steven, who do you got for this one?
I got Team 2.0.
We're all in agreement then. 2.0. 2.0 wins. Black and Gold dies. Is lowered into the coffin for good, finally. Lowered into the ground. And 2.0 will rise from the ashes. That's it. You know what? There's nothing else. There's nothing else that needs to be said. Let's just wrap this up. Well, I do think that we did get some pretty good discussion on everything, all things considered. But at the same time, this is just... I'm not gonna lie, this shit basically feels very bittersweet in a way, much like TakeOver 36, the final. So... like, if TakeOver 36, to compare it to Clover Studios, as I recently played this game of theirs on Twitch, or rather, the last game that they made on Twitch, if TakeOver 36 was their Okami, then this WarGames is pretty much going to be the god hand of it. The final lowering in of the coffin before everything yeah. I'm sure the pay-per-view will be fine, but I'm not gonna lie. It's probably not going to be much easy to get through, but... Or maybe it will. I don't know. Anyways, that's really it, people. If we keep going at this longer, I'm probably going to keep dwelling on some of this. I don't want to dwell too much because I have other finals I've been studying for, so... Yeah, let's just go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank Heathie, as always, for being here with me. Well, it wasn't last time, but don't worry. He was here now, at least, so... Thanks, man. You also provided some pretty good damn insight, too, in a lot of this when all is said and done.
Yeah, a lot of us may be going just a bit blind because it's a new era. And also, one last question to finish off of. Do you think Justin Bieber sprays his DNA all over the ladies in Paris, France?
I'm pleading the fifth on that one because I don't care. Okay, and of course I want to thank Steven. Stop it! Stop!
That's your favorite song. That's your favorite.
Shut up, Steven. Just look, and I need to thank this crazy little boy for doing this, man.
It was good to be here, guys. We love you all. And Coffee's, I'm going to his house today.
No, you're not going to my house.
Yeah, what you do?
No, you do not. Because if you did, I would kick your ass.
Oh my God, Coffee, you're so hot. Take off your boobs.
Shut up, Petey. Good God. Yeah, all you really need is the OTS venue and our fucking crazy shit, quite frankly. Imagine us, you, me, Steven, and Julie in WarGames against the Losers Lounge. Oh, what a dominating day that would be for us.
Yes, and I would beat you, Coffee. No, I'm joking.
Dude, we'd be on the same team.
I know.
Okay, yeah, and sadly my girlfriend was unable to join us because of Death Battle, basically. But I'm pretty sure she sent her warmest wishes from all of us. And, we send our warmest holiday, Christmas, whatever the hell, heartwarming you celebrate.
We'll see you for day one.
New Year's as well, because, we will not be live for the rest of this year because this will pretty much be the last pay-per-view for this year in general. So the next time we will see you will be day 1 on January 1st. Okay, actually, wait, I take that back. That's a Saturday, and because of Heaty's work schedule, we may have to go live on the 26th. Okay, so I take that back. That's the day after Christmas. But, yeah, so we'll have to see, unless his schedule is basically
honestly, If I'm free, I think we could do it on New Year's, because then we could have a review of wrestling and get super drunk.
Yeah, I might be busy with my own other shenanigans, basically, at the time, unless depending on what day you want to do it, basically, because December 31st, New Year's Eve, is when Cobra Kai Season 4 drops, and I may be binging that shit all day, quite frankly.
And then I can come visit you and then watch it with you, and yeah.
Oh, no,
and you
no,
guys,
no.
Now watch you when you sleep.
No,
Stop
and then
it!
you guys,
What?
yeah, but here's the thing. If Stephen comes over to your house, you two can have gay homosexual sex.
No! Absolutely not! Absolutely. Okay, this has gone far enough here. I'm stopping this now. So, we may be live on the 26th, basically, or whenever. Just keep it out sometime in the next few weeks for day 1, basically. And since this is the last official pay-per-view of the year, I'm going to close out to say, despite all the crazy, stupid bullshit that we've been through over the last year or so, all the crazy shit that's happened in the real world with the heist of the century election, all the crazy shit that's happened within our wrestling Discord servers, we've still managed to find a way to rise, stick with one another, bond, and in my case, find true love. And we need to keep this wonderful thing going, so, until then, everybody, just...
No swearing, no swearing!
I not even said anything. You know what? Can you do me a favor and just never utter those words ever again?
Be this.
No,
swearing,
stop it!
No swearing, no
You know
swearing.
what?
No swearing,
Stop
no
it!
swearing.
I
No
will mute
swearing,
you.
no...
Behave right now, Steven. Okay, did you get that one word I said?
Yeah, okay.
This is what happens, and I'm not even saying words, but even though... Look, let's just wrap this up. Look, we're all in a better place probably now, some of us more than we were last year, okay? And, yeah, and we need to keep this positive momentum going for us, so I'm going to close out with my line here like I did last year. As Jerry Springer used to say... Alright, well, thank you all for watching from me, and as Jerry Springer always used to say, take care of yourself.
I'm not a rapist.
What?
I thought Jerry Springer said I'm not a rapist.
No, it was...
that's Jerry Seinfeld. Sorry.
No, it's take care of yourselves and each other. That's how we always close out the show, the Jerry Springer show, amongst that madness. Kind of ironic, but I'm using it here for this purpose. So yeah, until then, everybody, see you within the next few weeks, perhaps. And until then, goodbye, take care of yourselves and each other.